Hello and welcome, Henning Pauli here on HP42. Today we're looking at the Eventide H9 Gen 2. And I'll be honest, I was really afraid to make this video because, oh my god, you have to read the whole manual and then you have to explain all the shit and it's complicated. And I don't wanna, well, because I did that for the H90, which has 2 algorithms at a time, 4 inputs, 4 outputs, different routing scenarios, and then you have to navigate between the 2 different algorithms and which one are you editing right now, and that turned out to be a massive video. It's more like an online manual, which good for Eventide, so they don't have to do it, and then they just send it around to artists, which then puts them in my head, and now I'm thinking, oh my god, John Mayer and Tim Pierce are watching this, because they're too lazy to read the manual. Don't know if this applies to this video, but if my friend Patrick from Eventide does that, hey John, you tall drink of tone juice, you sexy beast. Yeah, you can also play guitar. He's a good looking man. Hope you enjoyed this. Also, Tim, hey, it's really intimidating when your heroes watch you sit in your house clicking buttons and explaining what they do. It's very intimidating. However, that's the job and we gotta do it. So let's do it. What do? We take the H9 Gen 2 out of the box.
You are already there. Now I'm rain. If I was a mountain, now I'm a cave.
So now it's on the table. Here's a table, and on it is the H9 Gen 2. Where's the difference? Well, it was white and had almost no buttons, and now it's black and it has more buttons and turnies. And it had a big dot matrix kind of blocky display that didn't tell you much. It had to be all done really through the app or the desktop editor. And then it was more like a preset player, as you could edit a bit on it, but what a pain in the ass. And here, you could do everything right there on the hardware. We will show you the we will show you the editor, desktop editor, later on. You can also, with Bluetooth, connect to it and actually edit it on the fly with your phone or tablet, which is super cool, but I'm not going to show you that because too lazy. I will show you the editor, which is a little bit easier because you don't have to jump into the menus. You see everything right there, set it up, bam, save, done. But now you could do it on the unit, which I will of course show you. It is simpler because it's half an H90. And then the question that I had immediately when my friend from the distributor called me and said, we've got half an H90, which is an H9 Gen 2. Like, why? Why would you want less? Why would you not just buy the H90, which gives you 2 algorithms and more flexible routing options with the 4 inputs and 4 outputs? Then he said, because some people don't want 2 algorithms and 4 ins and outs. They want it simpler. Which is a good point. It's also therefore cheaper. You put this on your board, you got any effect you want in the highest freaking quality at any given point in time when you need that effect. In addition to that, you've got something to be screamy, something fuzzy, and then crazy drivey distortions that are just ridiculous. And for that, you would technically have to put it before your amp, not in the effects loop. And this actually has a pre-post mode where per preset you can determine where it's at. And that's why it has stereo input, stereo output. You can see that in the back here. So we got stereo in, stereo out, control, this is expression. Underneath is a control input, like an aux switch, for example. USB-C and power, which is of course included, and the weird Eventide power thing, which is a thicker plug. And then we've got MIDI in, out, full-size MIDI. Look at Leslie being on the job full-size MIDI right there. On the other side is absolutely nothing. You could route this in mono before and after your amp and then determine which one you're using based on the preset. So you can do that. Let me get you a couple of sounds, just random shit, while you see some product shots. Here, I'll do some random. Well, obviously, Eventide, as we all know, has the best pitch shift on the market. We just heard a polyphonic pitch shift whammy kind of a thing. For that, by the way, I have on the floor a Black Mountain expression pedal, which I highly recommend because it's super small and doesn't use the typical seesaw kind of a big thing, but it's got a little roly-poly on it right here. And you put your foot on it and you roll and you're done. And it works absolutely gorgeously passively with the Eventide H9. And yes, we have 2 expression pedal cams because we can. Not even a chuckle from the other room. This is what I have to deal with, people. This is what I married. Because we can? Leslie! Stupid? Because we can? Like, because we can? But with an M? This is my life. And it's fantastic. Where was I? I'll give you a couple of sounds, then a song, and then we'll do the super boring thing and I'll show you how to operate the damn thing. The sounds. I am taking this Tyler... Yeah, thank you. This Tyler Studio Elite HD US Custom Shop guitar into the Tone King Imperial, which is on the table. That has 2 channels, as you just heard. It has this channel. They are fantastic. And then in the effects loop, I'm sending to the Eventide in mono, but I'm returning in stereo, so we've got all the wobbles and whatever left, right? That is going into the built-in IR loader to the Tone X caps, so I have it in stereo, and then into the system. So we're getting these sounds direct. And I'll roll it up. The great thing about anything Eventide is, it gives you all your bread and butter shit, all the stuff you need. A little bit of ambience, a little bit of reverb, a little bit of straightforward digital or tape delay, whatever. And you can do it as subtle as you want to. Or you can do the wall of sound, weird bullshit, nobody fucking needs it until you realize that you're inspired and then you need it kind of sounds. 'Cause more than some other devices, this is an inspiration machine if you go into the crazy shit, as the song will show you in a bit. So I just switched on the pedal with the dial, and now we went back. So I can do this, and then I think you can push, and that activates it, or you can switch, and then you hit activate to activate it, or you're hitting the foot switch on the right to go up, but then it's flickering, and it'll jump back to the original one if you don't confirm. He said, waiting for it, he said, "Well, Will, trust me." Apparently he doesn't. So you have to hit, you have to hit activate, and now it's active. How do you go down if the right foot switch only goes up? You hold the right foot switch, it turns blue, which is clever that they did that, so that colorblind people don't have to fiddle around with green and red. Micro pitch, activate. There you go. Hold this in again to go up. That's your typical kind of Eddie with the Van Halen people, you know. Ooh. Don't do sharp 9 on that. That's bad. If you need that, here's a 12-string simulation. You couldn't hear that, but there was a loud sigh from the other room. Because Ozzy puts a lot of work into cutting this out correctly. Now it's crooked. I know if a device like this is worth its money, if the stuff that needs to have mojo and grit and dirt and tubey, slimy realism, like a Univibe, or a harmonic tremolo, or a rotary sim, if they are inspiring. And most fail at those. Not Eventide. Nope, sir. And with the expression on the floor, I can do this. I could also go to perform and now use the right foot switch to do this. See, it's in my head. Tall drink of tone juice man is in my head. I never, ever in my life wrap my thumb around the fretboard. I don't have the hands for this. I just don't do that technique ever. But in an Eventide video, because Mr. I Play Silver Sky might be watching, I'm doing this instinctively. Why? Why? So weird. I just pretend he doesn't exist. Where am I? Go away from perform. Here we go. So in performance you can do that. Might be a bit much, but hella fun! The Edge, he plays for the Beatles. I got it in the stereo. That's where we are. we're not done by a long shot. Did you hear this? There's now spillover. I can now change my preset and the old one will ring out. Having presets that are so huge, you want that. Something also about 74 algorithms or something. We can't actually play all of them, that's ridiculous. But yeah, there's now spillover. Some people used 2 H9s to have that. Now, 1 H9 will do that. If you need that. That's an overdrive which I am now in the effects loop of the pedal, so it's only going into its power amp. But that Weed Whacker is actually a good overdrive. Now here we have a fuzz. It does that as well. They're just all good. It's about as much as I know. Wait, I mean, obviously, Ah! Shit like that, you know? Where am I? What do I, why do I? Can't do the dotted eighth because I'm stupid. That's smeary and top-endy, lossy, and lo-fi beautiful delay. I love my ultra tap delay. It's one of the pedals I never want to get rid of. cool. This is why this thing is so inspiring, and we're just at, 20 something of how many presets? Close to 1,000 or something. You know all those pedals that do a little bit of tremolo and a reverb to give you kind of that deluxe reverb thing for an amp that just has a clean sound? This has it built in one single algorithm. Not that, the one we had before. More shimmer. Mangled verb, of course. Look, when a big-ass A makes you happy as a guitar player, you got something. We got something special here, folks. Ring mod, who needs that? Angel Poutine, haha! We know what that's supposed to be. You know, those weirdos. But cool stuff. So it just transposed here. And here, of course, we got I don't know how to play ballerina, but if I did know, then that's how you would do it. I could do this all freaking day. As I said, super inspiring or bread and butter. The presets are... Oh god. Let's do these two, come on, because they're weird. They are now in groups of 2, and I'll show you why. Oh, what's that? If you want to synthy stuff. So, if you hold select, you're going into the mode where you see 2 presets at the same time. In this case, the polysynth and the monohorns. And then with the 2 foot switches, you can actually switch between the 2. That's pretty damn cool. And it shows you kind of the category on top, right? Drives, granular. That's fun! So you have your way of having 2 presets right next to each other and just hitting one switch and you're done. Obviously everything can be controlled with MIDI, which is probably what you're gonna do to have quick jumping around of the presets. I'm in love with that sound. I don't know what to do with it, but I fucking love it. So, before we go into the depth of how to do what I just did, which we really can't, I'll show you basic operation, that's it. Here's a song called Fade that I did with that expression pedal. That thing on presets, didn't touch a single thing, and made a song that gets beautifully big in a pop rock gospel-y kind of way. Enjoy.
I woke in a white stone hall. Echo on echo, call by call. Then your hand found mine, and the edges started to run. Slowly, Slowly, the ceiling comes down. Slowly, slowly, the room gets small somehow. Fade, fade, fade. Let the big shade change. Fade, 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 till it fits my name. Fade, 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 from the cave to the chair. Fade, 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 you already there. Along dark tunnel breathe. Then a warm lamp opened for me. Staying low and face skip. I stepped out and stepped in again. Slowly, slowly, the edges fall away. Slowly, slowly, I could stay this way. Fade, fade, fade. Let the big shape change. Fade, 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 till it fits my name. Fade, 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 from the cave to the jail. Fade, 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 you are already there. Thunder, now I'm rain. If I was a mountain, now I'm a cave. No hard landing, no sudden day, just one glass crossing to the next slow road. Fade, fade, fade. Let the big shade change. Fade, 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 till it fits my name. Fade, 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 from the cave to the jail. Fade, 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 you are already there.
So, really quickly, let's go through this. Presets. You have different lists which you can also curate in the editor. And you can go to your factory list, factory 2, user. There's 4 different user banks, I think, library, and that's it. So if we're on all, you can say what type do you want. Let's say we want to look for a delay. Or let's say we want to look for a granular. And then there are the different algorithms. And then we go to the glitch. And right now, it should only show us presets with the granular glitch algorithm. You're looking for a delay. You're looking for an analog delay. No, delay. Band delay, bouquet delay. So it's a bucket. And now it's only showing you the bucket brigade delays and even showing you what list it is in. And it loaded it. Done. That's a really nice way to get to, I'm looking for that kind of effect, that particular algorithm, and then only auditioning those. So hold in select again, and we're getting to the single algorithm. So that's how you switch. Hold in select. Hold in select. Easy. Hold in both foot switches, get to the tuner, you know what that does? It tunes. Oh, I'm too high there. Presets, we were there. Holding in presets does save. And then hit this, done, saved. Performance, this is where you have control. You can use an aux switch with 2 switches to get you 4 switches to control certain things. So if I hit this again, you can see the 2 little dots here. That is these foot switches, and that would be the aux foot switches. Can you see that? The screen is a lot clearer than what you can see there. I think the camera is kind of blowing out a bit. But that's, I guess, okay. You see the hot knob up there? We're going to talk about the hot knob. That's also what the expression pedal controls. So if I do this with my expression, then it doesn't. Well, dang. Let's go to 1. You see the hot knob up there? That's also what the expression controls. You can see right there. And I don't know why it didn't before. So you have a hot switch, I think. That's what it's called. Changes from blue to red. It actually shows you with the colors what it's going to do, whether it's going to do something distortion-y, something modulation-y, and so on. So if you remember the colors, which I didn't, then you know what's coming once you hit the switch. And the hot switches are really just a secondary setting for your effect. Okay, so let's look at this. I'm switching here, all of a sudden so off we have a mix of 11, on we have a mix of 27. What if I want that mix of 27 to be mix of 50? So we go to parameters, right there. I'm holding in, that is incorrect. So we go to parameters, I'm holding the LED. Okay, they're all mapped. I don't want to change the reverb type. Actually, I could. So right now it says when I'm hitting the hot switch, my reverb type goes to medium room. I want that to be medium plate. And the mix is supposed to be 52, right? And I'm changing my reverb type. I don't want the decay changed, so I'm unmapping that. And you can go to all your parameters and map them, right? Diffusion I also want to change to be less. So if I now go to performance, you can see with the hot switch on, it switches to 52 instead of 11. So you're just going to, let's do this again, parameters, holding the foot switch, LED, the foot switch LED, and now you're saying which one is mapped, right? By just clicking the knobs, and you're turning it to the parameter that you want. And then you save, and then on that hot switch, that's what's happening. Let's go to here. Hot switch 2 can do another setting. So with this, within the same preset, you could have 3 scenes if you so wanted. Get it? That's how that is done. Pretty straightforward. What do you do with a hot knob? Well, I'll show you. You go to parameters. You don't hold the LEDs. You hold the parameter knobs. I hold this. So now on mix is being controlled by the hot knob. It can also be off. I'm learning a continuous controller, hot knob, or a MIDI continuous controller. And then I'm controlling that with something MIDI, right? Or the expression pedal. And now the expression pedal would only do the mix. But I think the hot knob is a lot easier because I can actually control several parameters at the same time and a top and a bottom value. So hot knob, and then you click this over because you see there's a line. And now I have a start and end point. So it starts at 12 and it ends at 86. Can I have this reversed? Yes, I can. So as I go up on my expression pedal, it actually reverses. Nicely done. So this is now the range that the mix will behave in when I fully operate my expression pedal. Or this knob, or anything that controls the hot knob, like a MIDI controller, for example, which you could. And then in the same way, there's a little arrow, so I go back. The decay, I hold this in. Decay is controlled by the hot knob. How much? Kind of like around here. Right? So, if I go to perform, you see the hot knob. So that's actually pretty straightforward to do. I couldn't figure this out on my own. I needed the manual. But once you know, oh wait, let's just do this. Here I go here. Shimmer, bam. I want the mix and the size to be on my expression pedal or on my hot knob. All you gotta do is go to parameters, hold this in, control source, hot knob, define the range, go back, size. It is already on the hot knob. Range. Done. Go back. Decay is off. That's what I want. High decay, pitch decay. Hot knob is already on the hot knob. And we want more range. Done. Pretty straightforward, right? Same way with the performance parameters, and there can be more. How do I change that again? What I want here. Is it here? I forgot. You can do it. Further in parameters, of course, there's loads of parameters for each of the algorithms, and you'll get the hang of it, what they do. There's also manuals for that. If you want a different quick change parameter, the ones that are down here. Right now we got mix, decay, and size. And if you click it again, you got pitch A, pitch B, and delay. Well, maybe you want something else there, right? So the way you do that is, if I remember correctly, just hold. And now you got the two levels, and you actually pick whatever parameter you want there. So I want decay, so low decay. Bam, done, back. And now I've got mix, low decay in size. And here nothing has changed. That's how easy that is. Don't forget to save. So pitch, low decay size, but if I want to change that back, hold that in, decay, bam. That's how easy you change your quick change parameter. Okay, very, very, very quickly, let me show you the editor software, and then we're out of here. Okay, here we are in the editor, and I got the H9 on the table. It's connected with USB-C. Sometimes that's a bit of a pain in the ass to get it to connect. You might actually have to connect it with USB-C and then repower it up, and then you get there. But you can clearly see that this is a lot easier because we have on the Echo Verb preset number 1, we've got all the parameters right here. And there should be, if I go to mix and I tweak it on the unit, yes, you can see that it's actually moving the mix up and down. So everything you do on the unit actually is reflected right here. And then you can assign very, very easily the control sources. So I go to mix, hot knob is already selected. You can of course change that. And then you actually change the start and the end points for the hot knob. Super easy. I'm going to do this for the diffusion. Add the hot knob, start, end. You can see that that is quite a bit quicker than in the interface on the H9 Gen 2, but you can, of course, and that's the new thing, do it all on the unit if you have to. So if you're on stage and you want to do an adjustment, you don't necessarily have to get out your phone to do it. You can absolutely do it on the unit itself, but this is, of course, easier. You can type in your 125 BPM if you want to. You can sync it to that, or not, and then it's in milliseconds or global. You can bypass the whole thing. You can save it right here. Done. And of course, you've got your user one bank here. You can see it's a long ass bank. Here's a really cool. Where's the octave stutters? I think that was the cool one. So you see loads of different parameters that if you had to step through them on the unit, it would be a bit of a pain in the ass because you only see 3 at a time. So definitely a lot quicker. What does this do? Oh, you can actually call up the documentation for that algorithm. Now, isn't that neat? So you can see the kind of effect you have here. That's vocal, that's granular, that's synth. No, that is synth. That is drives. And they are, of course, also color coordinated, which I really like. So your pitch stuff is that kind of orange, and this is your modulation. That's kind of green. So if you remember those, that absolutely helps. That's pretty much it for how to program it. Again, if I want to know about the QR, you go to the QR documentation and it tells you everything about this beautiful algorithm. You can go to the other user banks here. Not sure how you go to the factory banks here. 3 should be empty and 4 should be empty. Yep. There you can get to the manual up there. You also, of course, update here. You back up or restore your device. Not sure how to get to the other banks. Okay, fine. Presets. Pretty cool here. I mean, it's a list of 1 million presets. I think close to 1,000, something like that. It says like 1,000 here, so crazy. So how do you find what you're looking for? You're not going to go through these. First of all, you can go by effect type, right? So you say, I only want to see delays. And now it's showing you the algorithms for the delays. Only digital delays. And now you have all the presets with digital delays. That's a really, really quick way to get to where you want to go. Or you say, okay, I want mute as an algorithm. That's a bit weird. Multitap, bam, all the multitaps. Well, I want the arpeggiators and the ring mode. And now I see both arpeggiators and ring mode. It's the typical browser kind of a thing. Very, very straightforward. Controls. This is also a bit easier. So the quick knobs, what do the 6 quick knobs do? Bam. Obviously all based on whatever algorithm is right now selected. You can do that, of course, on the unit by holding in one of the quick knobs and then selecting. It's also pretty quick. So the performance foot switches do hot switch 1, hot switch 2, active bypass, and tap if you have an aux switch selected. But you can quickly do that here. In the parameter performance mapping, that's when you hold in the thing. So actually, I don't know how to get to that on the pedal. I haven't shown that in the video because I forgot. I read the whole manual and then forgot some. System, we haven't looked at that yet, so it's a good idea to do that right here. Tempo is going to be global, per preset, or MIDI clock input. Probably per preset is a good idea when you're doing songs, or you're doing it global and then you tap it in, depending on how you like to work. MIDI, is it off? Of course, it gets MIDI in all the time, but does it transmit when you switch a preset MIDI out, or does it go through? Receiving on all channels, yes or no. Clock source through the DIN MIDI in or the USB MIDI in. Does it start at 0? Does it start at 1? That's absolutely lovely that you can do that. And here you pick your MIDI channel unless it's, of course, on Omni. Global preferences, input type, guitar, bass, lead, or sub. Spillover time is 10 seconds. That's a long time. The DSP and you can, of course, actually increase that if you wanted to. Bypass mode, DSP or relay, so is it true bypass or not? Routing, normal, yep. The pre-post that we talked about when you want your drives in front of the amp and then the rest in the effects loop. So you can do this per preset as far as I understand. And the wet dry would be that one output is one side is your wet and the other is your dry. You can go to 2 different amps and have a wet-dry system. Kill dry on for the whole thing. If it's in an effects loop and you really just, like on your mixing board, for example, and you really just want that to be the effects because you have a dry fader. They thought of everything to make this an absolutely professional piece of gear. Then we've got the input-output. Is it instrument or line? And the external control, you can determine the MIDI continuous controllers for these parameters. So you define this yourself, right? So either aux switch, blah, 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 or you're actually just defining the MIDI continuous controller. You can also say, I want the increment to be aux switch 1 and the decrement aux switch 2. And then you have 2 extra switches to go up and down. Or, in addition to that, of course, you're saying MIDI 68 and whatever. You can freely determine it to make this your own. All that being said, really quick and easy to program here. You're going to have to learn the algorithms, but that's up to you. Now back to me. Oh, this is it. I'm sure I've forgotten a million things. I mean, I've unboxed it, I've shown you product shots, we've done a full song, we've played way too many presets, and not even enough. 74 algorithms, I think that's the number. There's spillover, they said something about, of course, USB, MIDI control, USB, blah, blah. I mean, folks, it's an Eventide. It's an H9, but now better. That's why it's Gen 2. Bread and butter is all there. Synthy stuff, there. Super crazy shit, it's there. Even stuff for vocalists. Yeah, this isn't just a guitar effect. This is a stereo effect for whatever. Put it into your mixing board and have whatever crazy shit you want, right? I mean, vocal shift, vocal tune, really? It's got a vocal tuner? What the... It's got an actual tune ski in it? I mean, I'm not going to sing into it now. This is a guitar channel. But it's got it. As always, whether it's the H9, the H90, which is this double but more complicated, this is actually relatively easy to operate. If you're looking for the highest grade effects, no compromise, and inspiring shit on top, what else are you going to buy? Comment below. Like and subscribe. Use the links below. That helps me tremendously. Subscribe to the newsletter. And if you're John Mayer, I'm sorry. If you're Tim Pierce, I love you, Tim. You're awesome. And if you're any other guitar player, which you are, then you're also cool. And now, Animals at the end.
Last goodbye. But every time you want it, you make my world disappear. Maybe you make me lose the ground. You got me head over heels. You put a spoke in my wheel. You turn my universe upside down and downside up and upside down and downside up and upside down. Turn my universe upside down.